Welcome to the Late Night Charge. I'm your host, Joe Brown, here with my co-host,
Dave Puglisi.
I thought you were Ted Hotaling for the day. You decided to go back to being Dave?
Yeah, he's a cool guy, but
He's cool. Well, we got him on the show today, so we got a good show set up. But let's start up. So we had a really nice long fall break. Got to catch up on my Z's. Didn't do any of my homework like I was supposed to.
I didn't do
living
either.
the college dream. What'd you do for fall break?
Well, other than the same things you did, I just
Of
kind of
nothingness?
right. Kind of hung out. I did a binge watching of Finding Nemo. Yeah, man.
All one movie.
Cried myself to sleep, dude.
Why would you cry yourself to sleep? It's just Finding Nemo, dude.
I mean, Joe, it's such a sad story, man. Like, what happens if Nemo finally found his dad, right? His dad finds Nemo, and Nemo only speaks Spanish.
Only speaks Spanish? You
Right?
mean
I had a nightmare about that.
your
Terrible.
nightmare, it's like that British woman who her parrot was gone for 4 years. She just gave up. It came back, and it was only speaking Spanish.
Way sadder, Joe. Way sadder.
Way sadder than that?
Completely different subjects.
And completely unrelated.
On another
All
totally
right.
messed up.
Well, I'm sorry for your... Just don't watch Finding Nemo if it makes you sad. It's not that hard to do, Dave. But whatever.
Such
So
a
we have
great
huge news.
movie.
So scientists, they realized the error of their ways, and it's official. Pluto is back.
Wow. That's something I never expected, Joe.
I know. Like I wonder what made them change their mind after these last few years.
I mean, it's probably because he's adorable.
That's a pretty weird way to describe a planet, Dave.
It's pronounced dog.
Dog?
Joe.
No, I'm not talking about the Disney cartoon Pluto, Dave.
First of all, Joe, he's a character. All right? He's
Disney
a character. Second of all, when he first came on the scene in 1930, I just knew he wasn't going to be accepted, all right, by the people out there. But now he's back, and Pluto's going to be on top, Joe. That's right.
I actually got Pluto's autograph when I went to Disney World when I was I think it was in 5th grade or something like that. And you have all the mascots and with their paws, they're like this, and they try to write with huge pens, but they have no hands. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I like the planet more than the dog.
I mean, it's a real heartwarming story that he's back. Really gets me. Right in the feels.
Back and better than ever. It even melts the frozen heart of Walt Disney, right?
Yeah, it does.
Too soon?
That's
Is that too soon?
Not soon enough.
I don't know. He was gone for a while. I don't know if that's too soon or not.
He's been gone for many,
But
many
speaking
moons.
of a really long time ago, I heard there was this time capsule that somebody found in Boston. It was from 1901, and they opened it up, and it's huge. It's from well over 100 years ago.
Dude, tell me they found some sweet war stuff or those dope quill pens. I kind of in the market.
With the feather.
I'm in the market for some new pens.
I'm sure you can find it on eBay.
Yeah.
That's fine. No, they had stuff even better.
What was
they
that?
found some risque photos of President Teddy Roosevelt in nothing but his scavenger hat.
Teddy, you dirty dog, you Teddy. I can't believe
I think you mean Dirty Bear.
Yeah. Man, Teddy was out there sending stuff around before it was cool. He did it the old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way, not the 2-second Snapchats.
Yeah, no, he mailed it. Sat there via horse. Had to mail that across the country.
It's kind of like Winston Churchill invented the word selfie, and then Teddy Roosevelt was using selfies, but through mail and everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Hey,
Teddy Roosevelt, we keep talking about him all the time with Wolf and everyone.
He's an innovator.
He was a pretty creative
An
guy.
innovator. He changed the relationship dating game. Back in
Speaking
1901.
of innovation, I like our segues today. I don't know how it's just working out. We
very
have good
nice. That's
segues.
very nice.
So the radio
Whoever
station
wrote this.
whoever wrote this, good job. Check the credits. So the radio station finally moved to its new location. It looks really nice. It's this brand new nice house, new board, new lights. Everything is just amazing, Dave.
I'm not a fan.
Why?
Not a fan.
We finally get a new radio station on campus.
First of all, it's about 45 minutes out of my way till I have to go get there. Second of all, it's this creepy abandoned house, right? And I get there, and all the volunteers are ready to go. They're ready to go. But I'm just psyched out at that point.
But Dave, okay, you know my room, right? You've been to my apartment. It's right there.
I've been there.
It's right off campus. It's across the street. We can go to my place and then hang out, do whatever, and then go to our radio show.
Joe, that's just
which plug. Plug Tuesdays, 9 a.m. on 88.7 WNHU.
Anyways, Joe, first of all, that's completely untrue. Because when I Google searched New Haven radio station.
New radio station in New Haven.
Exactly. That's what
Right,
I'm trying to say.
that's where you're wrong, Dave.
No, so I did that, and I hit I'm feeling lucky on Google, and the first thing came up wasn't it.
Why on Google Earth would you be using the I'm feeling lucky tab?
First of all,
it never works. There's never one
it's
thing
probably
good.
the most useful and most genius invention that Google has come up with yet.
How? Like, it's not worth it. Like, you can get multiple search options. If you're feeling lucky, what if you get it wrong? You're not very lucky.
Joe, I'm always feeling lucky. Do you know how I got this job? I Google searched it and I pressed I'm feeling lucky, Joe.
What did you search?
I Google searched sweet jobs where I can be a goofy co-host, and this was the first one that came up.
We have a website, apparently.
Well, we do. And you know what? Thank gosh I found it. Because, I mean, look at us,
wouldn't
man.
be best friends,
We're
right?
like famous.
Well, I wouldn't go that, but there was that one guy recognized you.
I've got like over 100 followers.
Oh, big pimpin' with his 100 followers. You're not even Twitter verified.
I know like all of them. I mean, they're my mom.
Your mom made 100 fake accounts.
And my family.
All right. Well, this is a pretty interesting story, Dave. A man in Alabama got pulled over, right? He was speeding. Cop comes up to him, tried to bribe the officer from not giving him a ticket. He was like, hey, listen, I'll give you some Mountain Dew. Tried to bribe a police officer with Mountain Dew so he would get away with a ticket. There's 5 things. We made a list. There's 5 things to bribe a police officer with to get away from getting a ticket, all right?
I mean...
Do you want the honors, Dave?
I'll take it away.
That's revolutionary.
I mean, first of all, we sat down. We really talked about this list. We worked it out. You know, to narrow it down to top 5 was not easy. I'll put it that way, all right? It was not easy. But going into it, number 5.
Number 5.
We have say a joke.
It's, why not, right?
I mean, right? We're funny guys. I feel like if I can make the officer laugh, he'll be like, you know what, kid, go right ahead. You can go home.
Have a great day.
Have a nice day. Number 4, we have straight cash money. Making rain singles.
That's illegal, Dave.
Anyways, number 3, we have after hearing this story, we put Mountain Dew there at number 3.
It's worth a shot. Now that we know there's potential.
Yeah, not just any kind of soda. I'm talking Mountain Dew. Works every time. They work long shifts, man.
Dude, there's so many different flavors you can give him.
Oh man, if I got him the thing from Taco Bell, I'm spacing
out.
Oh, right
Baja
now.
Blast.
Baja Blast.
Baja
Oh my
Blast.
god,
Oh my
I got
god.
Baja Blast. Oh man.
Dude, oh my god, that would be great. What's next?
2, obviously, show some leg.
So you might want to
Show some leg.
Show some leg.
Yeah.
Really? He's promoting that? That's also like wrong.
But does it happen and does it work? All right, number 1.
And number one.
Number one.
Number one thing you should use to try to bribe a police officer into not giving you a ticket is
Donuts.
Oh, came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting that one.
Right, weren't expecting it, were you?
Easiest joke in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave.
Yes. That's me.
That's you. The world is going crazy right now.
Why is
There's
that?
a huge, because, did you hear the story about at Yale with the huge Ebola scare?
Yeah, Joe, man. This is starting to get out of hand. People freaking out, fleeing school, trying to leave the area.
Running away. It turned out that she didn't have the Ebola or whatever. She was coming back from Africa, as you do, and she came back. She just had the flu. It wasn't that big of a deal. But everyone and their mother was freaking out.
I mean, Joe, people are really starting to freak out about these diseases, man. They're all scared about Ebola, you know? But people forget, they can catch other diseases.
They're so afraid of this one disease that they're catching other diseases because they're afraid of it.
I can see it now. CNN reports, Yale, New Haven, Ebola scare. Turns out it was just hiccups, bro.
Hiccups.
Serious case of hiccups. Man, people out there, like they're freaking out. They're thinking all these diseases, people can still catch, the common cold.
Right.
TB.
Tuberculosis.
Even polio.
Polio.
Polio, Joe.
Wow. What a dated reference.
That's not dated at all.
Maybe Teddy Roosevelt
Polio is a scary thing, man. I still, every day, every 6 hours, I change my socks so I don't get polio.
Is that like a superstition thing, changing your socks every 6 hours?
No, Joe. It's worked. Do I have polio? No.
Clearly not.
No, I don't,
I mean,
because I change my socks every 6 hours.
unless you're like holding up with like the stands or whatever, like what was it, FDR used to do? Like he would hide. We don't know what's underneath this right now. There could be stands holding your legs out right now. So I'm gonna say inconclusive.
You know what? You're a liar.
Listen, Dave, that was the worst argument in the world. But you are right about Ebola. Everyone's crazy. Did you see?
Hold on, you know what I did hear? What? I heard if you can bench over 225 pounds, you cannot get Ebola, Joe. Yeah.
Wow. What does that mean?
It was on a bodybuilding website. And I think I could put up 225.
Promoting bodybuilding?
No. It was said if you can put up 225, you won't get Ebola.
That's like saying, like, Pepsi makes a commercial and it's saying, if you drink at least 2 liters of Pepsi every day, you can't get Ebola.
I'm just saying, Joe. I think I could put up 225 at the gym.
Listen, I don't know why we're still talking about Ebola, but there's these people. They made like a little, like, cute little plush doll, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like shaped like Ebola, and he's like brown, and he's got like little bug eyes, and he got a smiley face and everything. And it's like, it's really bad, but at the same time, it's really funny.
Honestly, Joe, the world is a sick place.
Yeah, especially with all this Ebola going around, right?
Oh, you're witty, Joe.
Oh!
You're so funny.
We can thank the writers again. Check the credits. All right, well, now that we're done talking about Ebola, hopefully we don't catch it. We have a great show for you today. We have men's basketball head coach Ted Hotaling. He's going to join us. We also have resident director Caleb Johnson. He's from Winchester. And our musical guest, Jordan DeGuplo. Stay right here. We're healthy. We're alive. We don't have Ebola. This is Late Night Charge.
Midnight Madness is almost like a pep rally. It's a showcasing of our sports here at UNH, and it's a big spirit event. That's what I'm holding right here is the Spirit Trophy. Each class is given the opportunity to be the loudest here, and whichever class wins gets their name on it. It's the second year we're doing it, so it's a really cool new tradition that we're starting here. It's not really a lot of planning for us. Colleen Kerrigan, the coordinator of student activities, does a lot of the work. We serve on a committee. There's a whole bunch of people on it as well. And a lot of work does go into this, though. This is a great event, though. We have performances from UNH dance team, the cheerleaders, Monsoon, Elite Step Team, the pep band, men's and women's basketball. We have a 3v3 tournament. We have a raffle for a chance to win $10,000. I'm really excited. I've never been the host of Midnight Madness. I'm a little nervous at the same time, but it should be a good time.
All of the dance performances, they're always usually like hype and they get the crowd excited, so I'm ready for that. Just pretty much everything. I've only been to one, so this is my last one, so I had to come. Mostly just seeing our friends out there, you know. We get to see them every day, so it's nice to come out and support them.
Yeah, I'm really excited for their season that's coming up because they've worked so hard in preseason. And all they talk about is season, so I'm like finally excited to like support them and go to their games and stuff.
And we know what that feels like to like keep practicing and practicing. You just want to go out there and play and show what you got. So we're excited for them.
Midnight Madness means a lot to us. You know, we get a chance to get all the fans out, put on the show, get everybody ready for the season, just get much support as we can.
Definitely, we just try to get as many fans as we can to the games. You know, this way they get to see what we got, who we have on the team, where we're from, just learn a little bit about us.
I mean, it helped a lot. Like everybody's getting used to him now. A couple of young guys, they're adjusting pretty well. Like he's a great player coach.
I think he's one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for. I mean, he has a system, but he allows us to play our game in the system, and it works really well.
Yeah, this basically kicks off everything, you know. Even though we've been going for a couple days now, this is just like, now it's time to go.
Definitely. We started last week, but after this, I think there's going to be much more energy in practice, just because it's here. Midnight Madness is past, and we're ready.
In your own words, what is the meaning of life? Welcome back to Late Night Charge. Please welcome our first guest of the night, good friend of the show, head coach of the men's basketball team, Ted Hotaling.
Ted, how are you?
How you doing, Ted?
What's up?
It's been a while, man.
It has.
You've been pretty busy. Practice has started,
right?
You had Midnight Madness yesterday, and which is, I guess it's called Midnight Madness, but it's at like 8 o'clock, and
it's not
really
midnight.
confusing.
It's been throwing me off since freshman year.
So how's the semester going for you and the guys?
The semester's been going great. We had a great preseason, and now we've just started practices. So Midnight Madness was a great event. So we'll have our first game in late November, but things have been going really well for our program so far.
I know. I hear the season. You got a lot of tough opponents. You have 9. You're playing 9 teams that qualified for the NCAA tournament, and that's a tough schedule to go through for 25, 26 games. Right.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty high percentage. So what are you guys doing to plan for such good opponents?
You know, we're just trying to become a great practice team right now. That's our only goal. But I think schedules like this happen for good programs. We've done really well the last 2 years. Have made the NCAA tournament. And I think when that happens, when you schedule, you're going to schedule some of the better teams in the region. And great challenge for our program. We have older guys who understand those challenges, trying to get the younger guys up to speed. But I think it's a good thing for our program. Last year we had one of the toughest schedules as well and really did well. So hopefully we'll have the same results this year.
Now, we hear you're a big fan of the show.
I am. I love the show. I've seen the show. You guys do a great job.
Great job. It's pretty big,
cool.
good feeling, right?
It's pretty cool.
We have the official Ted Hotaling seal of approval.
That's right.
We're gonna try to get you verified on Twitter, right?
Verified
followers is what I need before I
# verified Ted.
I like that. That's good.
I like that. I mean, is there like a quota? Like, I feel like they should have like a little requirement thing, like frequently asked questions, like what you need to do to get verified.
True. I don't know what it is. I do need more followers though. I think before they give me that little.
We'll follow it. So it's just at Ted Hotaling.
At Ted Hotaling.
Simple.
That's right.
I like
very
it.
Simple.
See, it's not very easy for me with Joe Brown.
Joe Brown. There's like 8 million.
There's a lot of Joe
million.
Browns. A lot of Joe Browns.
I remember freshman year, I was this new kid, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna meet the coach of the basketball team, and I went on a road trip with you guys. It was me and John Moses. We were calling the radio.
On a road trip?
Yeah, it was awesome. I interviewed for one of my classes, and it did well. Whatever. But I remember I didn't know you yet, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go introduce myself. We're gonna go to the bus, or whatever. So we go to your practice, and you guys have really like intense, like really heated, getting ready, running, and everything like that. And I never saw like real basketball practice before. Like I'd always see like movies and like all that stuff. And
Coach Carter's practice.
And like I didn't think any of that was real. And then like some guy like missed a free throw, and you're like, all right, John, go give him like the announcers, like you're having us part of the practice, and you're like, Joe, go get that ball and like pass it or whatever. And I'm like, yes, coach.
That's right.
Like scared out of my mind.
Well, we do utilize anyone who comes to visit practice. We utilize them some way somehow. So rather than just have them sit there,
maybe we should go more
at the time we're there, but we do try and get you in practice as much as we can in some capacity.
This year, how's the NE10 looking? How's it shaping up?
Yeah, the NE10 should be very good. A lot of teams are getting older, so teams like Bentley, St. Anselm, St. Michael's, have a lot of veteran players, have a lot of success over the last couple of years. Southern Connecticut had a great year last year, have a lot of returners. So in general, the league is always very, very difficult, always very challenging, but it should be, just very similar to what it always is, one of the better conferences in the country.
All right, so last year for UNH, 14 of the 16 sports made like conference tournaments, stuff like that. So what are the Chargers men's basketball team need to do this year to get back?
Yeah, you know what? Again, it starts with practice. We have to become a good practice team, have those intense practices, get our freshmen kind of up to speed and the same level as our upperclassmen. But we have to have great balance on the floor, defense and offensively, and hopefully, just as we get more comfortable with each other, we'll have a little more success. But just take it one day at a time, and obviously perform well each and every day we have the chance.
All right, and then we're running out of time here, but real quick, you've been here for a while. So like, what's some fun fact or just something about your team that like nobody nobody knows
Fun
just from
facts?
just
I wasn't
from coming
prepared
out.
for this
Like,
question.
something interesting, like something
Wow.
I wouldn't know just by going to the
Jamal
game.
Mosley loves to get his picture taken. We found that out today. We did team pictures, and I think he was in every single one of them. There's about 100 taken, and Jamal was in about 99 of them. So
That's awesome.
That's
All
the
right.
fun fact about our program, Mosley. So if you have mirrors on campus, I'm sure he's going to be probably checking himself out.
All right, well, it's been great having you. We wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, Chargers get back to the playoffs again this
Absolutely.
year, and our goal is to get you 100 more followers.
All right, I appreciate that. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, David.
All right, when we come back, we'll have our next guest. Stay tuned. This is Late Night Charge.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
Welcome back to Late Night Charge. Please welcome our second guest, coming all the way from Winchester Hall, resident director, Caleb Johnson.
Caleb, how are you doing?
How we doing, Caleb?
Good, Brian. What's going on?
Good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Anytime, sir.
I like our late night conversations. And I'm like, hey, you want to come on the show?
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah. Good guy calls me up at 1:40. He's like, you're awake!
You're on the show.
He was so happy. And at 1:40 in the morning, I didn't really know what was going on. So
Yeah.
I go to bed. I wake up this morning, and I was like, what did I agree to? I had no clue.
What just happened?
You could agree to a lot worse. Like,
This is true.
this
Absolutely.
is pretty low, but there's a lot
No,
worse.
I've agreed to a lot of things for Joe, and it ends up being bad.
You're like, no.
Yeah, it's like you agree to one thing, then Joe's like, "Oh, that's convenient. Now that we're going to the mall, let's do all about chores."
That was step one of the master
right,
plan.
right? It's like always something simple. Then there's like 8 million other steps with Joe.
That's funny.
It's true.
I'm just always thinking up here. Always
Yeah.
ready. All right, so you were an RA here at UNH for
I was, yep,
a
for
couple
2
of
years.
years, and then you were hired in-house. Now you're an RD.
Yes.
How's that transition? How's it feel now that like you're in charge?
It's interesting. It's very honestly, just having recently been an undergrad, it's different because for once in my life, I actually am not like the lowest level of whatever it is I'm doing. So now I've got people who kind of rely on me, and I've got to get them information and different stuff. And I'm used to kind of doing grunt work, and now it's a little bit of a different role. It's still a lot of work, but it's different, and I enjoy it. Got to get used to it, but.
Okay. All right. Well, you're here as a grad student.
Yes.
So like, what are your career aspirations? You don't want to be stuck at UNH forever, right?
Honestly, I've kind of fallen in love with UNH. I really love the school. I don't know if I would stick around forever.
Forever
I
is
do-
a pretty long time.
Yeah.
It's a really long time.
Eternity, I don't know about that. Yeah.
But-
Eventually, I really am looking at careers with the Defense Intelligence Agency, or I'm also kind of thinking about the United Nations.
That's cool.
So.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in the National Security Program, so.
Okay. I mean, I wish you the best. I
Thank you.
couldn't go into those fields.
Joe and I just do TV.
Honestly, I came to the school, I was a transfer student. I went to community college for 2 years before I transferred here as a junior. And when I got here, I'm like, I really love CJ. But I started working at the radio station, got to know people in Comms Club, and I was like, that is actually really cool. That's something I'd be interested in as well.
Okay.
Well,
if I could go back,
build a hot tub time machine. Go sit in and go back to like 2012 or whatever.
Yeah.
No, but so you always play video games. You're always telling me like, oh, let's play this game.
I
And
do
you're
like to
an
play some
avid
video
fan of
games.
League of Legends.
I'm a big League fan.
So what drives you to playing so many video games all the time?
It used to be a lot more video games when I was in undergrad. Now that I'm doing the RD
Now
thing
you're-
and grad work,
yeah.
it's
He's an adult now.
yeah,
He's
I
an
don't
adult.
have as well. It's not so much that interest have changed.
Yeah.
I just have such little free time. But when I do have free time, I definitely like to play some League of Legends. I also recently purchased Destiny. It's a good game. Although
Going on, sorry.
it's gaming's hottest 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
It's like
basically.
an okay game, but you can't put it down.
It's
So.
like
Yeah.
it's like unbelievably average. Like it's perfectly average.
Yes. It's a perfect average game.
Now I got a gripe with you. I just wanted to mention this. We were hanging out once. You told me that you never played Pokemon as a kid. Your parents never let you play Pokemon.
No, my parents thought it was dumb. And I don't even understand because I talked to my mom, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and we were talking about, for some reason, Pokemon, and I was like, why didn't you let me play that as a kid? That looks like I've discovered it.
Yeah,
now that I'm in college, I'm like, this is great,
right?
Well, I asked her, and she was just like, oh, no real reason. It looked dumb. And she's like, we thought that the monsters were kind of like scary. I'm like, I missed out. I really missed out.
Your whole childhood.
So now I've got one of those little Game Boy Advance SP, the square one,
those
with
are
Pokemon
classic.
Sapphire. I'm playing that one.
So I remember you told me like, "Oh, Joe, I got Pokemon."
Yeah, because I know you're a fan.
Yeah. I had to just like, what else did you miss out on as a child? If your parent they didn't let you look at any or play anything that was like stupid or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh at all. Although growing up, being the age I am now, I look back at Yu-Gi-Oh. It doesn't have a lot of appeal to me. Pokemon has a big appeal. What else did I miss out on? I don't know. I think I was pretty well-rounded.
You came out pretty well.
I saw Cool Runnings, so
that's all. That's a fair trade.
Even if I missed anything, Cool Runnings makes up for a lot.
That's a fair trade. All right. So real quick, as we're going, we have you got to get ready for homecoming. Homecoming's coming up this weekend.
Yes.
So could you tell us some just quick informational things that everyone needs to know about homecoming from
Absolutely.
the ORL standpoint?
Okay. The RAs are in every building are going to be going on duty at noon on Saturday. They'll be on duty from noon to 6 o'clock. They won't be doing any sign-ins or anything, but they'll be around, so make sure you're not going crazy. At 6 o'clock, they'll be doing sign-ins, and the sign-in policy is that you'll be allowed to sign in 2 guests, both from UNH, or one from UNH and one from outside of UNH. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everything goes swimmingly.
Hoping for a fun weekend, but not a crazy weekend.
All right, maybe sometime we'll play Pokemon together.
That would be awesome.
All right, when we come back, we'll have our musical guest. Stay tuned. This is Late Night Charge.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Sorry to interrupt the Late Night Charge, but I'm here with a great opportunity for you. Do you like sports? Do you want to be part of all that Charger action? Well, then come on down to Bergami 1 at 6:30 on Tuesday night so you can learn how to call all the bump set spikes of women's volleyball, all the air assault of Chargers football, and most importantly, the flying headers of women's soccer. That's Bergami 1, 6:30 on Tuesdays. Now get back to that Late Night Charge and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Late Night Charge. Please welcome our musical guest, Jordan DeGuplo.
Thank you very much. This song is Not Over You by Gavin McGraw. Dreams, that's where I have to go. Oh, to see your beautiful face anymore. And I stare at a picture of you, and I listen to the radio. I hope that we have this conversation where we both admit we had it good. But until then, it's alienation. I know that much is understood. And I realize, if you ask me how I'm doing, I would say I'm doing just fine. I would lie and say that you're not on my mind. But I go out and I sit down at a table set for 2, and finally I'm forced to face the truth. No matter what they say, I'm not over you. No. So damn girl, you do it well. And I thought you were innocent. You took this heart and you put it through hell. Still, you're magnificent. I'm a boomerang. Doesn't matter how you throw me, I turn around and I'm back in the game. Even better than the old me. close without you. If you ask me how I'm doing, I would say I'm doing just fine. I would lie and say that you're not on my mind. But I go out and I sit down at a table set for two, and finally I'm forced to face the truth. No matter what they say, I'm not over you. And if I have a chance to renew, you know there isn't a thing I wouldn't do. I would get back on the right track, if only that you be convinced. So until then, if you ask me how I'm doing, I would say I'm doing just fine. I would lie and say that you're not on my mind. But I go out and I sit down at a table set for two, and finally I'm forced to face the truth. No matter what they say, I'm not over you. Not over you. Not over you.
All right. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on, Jordan.
Thanks for having
Want to thank our other guests, Ted. You know, good luck with the team. Go ahead, coach. And oh God, who else did we have? We had Caleb Johnson, RD. Stay safe during homecoming. All right. We had a great show. Look forward to you for seeing us on the Halloween episode. We're gonna have some great outfits. It's gonna be great. See you next time.